didn't even know this. Something very big happened in the UK. Porn ban. It's not a very good title, is it? It's more like the Online Safety Act. Okay, I don't know much about this. Let's take a look. I've always been a big advocate of a regulated internet. The internet should be regulated. Maybe this is one of the first steps. It feels weird in the stomach. It feels a bit awkward. Let's take a look what the happened in the fascist UK.
On Friday last week,
government overreach. My opinion is, as a person that's on the internet every day for over 20 years, the internet is a cesspool of retardation and maniacs. It is massively abused. It is destroying the brains of human beings everywhere in all age groups. The internet must be taken care of, man, or we're all going completely mentally insane.
New rules outlined in the Online Safety Act and implemented by Ofcom came into effect. The rules are intended to keep children safe online, with platforms now needing to verify users' age.
It's always a bit sad, though, that this should honestly be the job of parents, but one universal truth of the human race is that will never change this, that a lot of parents, they're missing a lot of education on how to be a good parent, how to do it well. They're overwhelmed. They put the children in front of the TV, a PC, a tablet, and say, leave me alone. That's unfortunate. And I will really come to the conclusion that parents cannot be fully left alone. If you take 100,000 parents, you cannot leave them alone. A lot of parents are fucking idiots, and they raise a bunch of idiots. You need to help them a little bit. How do you help them, though, as a government? That's always the question.
Ages before they're able to access content intended for adults, such as online porn. As you can imagine, this move was highly controversial. On one side of the debate, there were those that argued that this was a positive step, and one that would be effective.
I would be probably positive too. Obviously, you can't deny that the internet is a wild, wild west that needs to be fucking regulated. Everyone in this chat knows how fucked up the internet is. It's completely insane. The question is, how do you do it? And obviously, once you start regulating the internet, you're gonna get massive backlash. It's gonna be a very, very hard thing to do because you will get so much backlash. Oh, it's against free speech. I'm Elon Musk. I want to manipulate the masses. Please allow me to do that.
Reducing the number of children accessing porn. However, on the other side of the debate, there were those that argued that not only would these new age verification checks put anonymity at risk, they'd also be ineffectual and prevent use.
Obviously, they're ineffective. People will just get you can still watch porn easily, man. Well, maybe the government should offer their own VPN, make some money.
Users online from seeing other, less harmful content as a result of over-blocking. So, in this video, we'll explain the new rules introduced by the Online Safety Act, the pros and cons, and whether the rules will actually work. Now, the Online Safety Act actually made its way through Parliament all the way back in 2023, under the then Conservative government. As part of the Act, Part 5 outlined what is now known as regulated pornographic content. This is all the kinds of content you'd expect, with the Act defining it as content of such a nature that it's reasonable to assume it was produced solely or principally for the purposes of sexual arousal. Any user from the UK that wants to access...
As a lawyer, you could also define that as something like amaranth or something.
This kind of content would have to prove their age, either via age verification or age estimation. Both of these methods must be of such a kind and used in such a way that it's highly effective at correctly determining whether or not a particular user is a child. It's worth pointing out some exceptions and important clarifications about the Act. On the content side of things, the Act specifies that content that consists only of text, or text with a non-pornographic GIF, emoji or other symbol, doesn't count as regulated. Additionally, the Act specifies that the rules only apply to services that have links with the United Kingdom, which they specify as having a significant number of UK users, or UK users are a target market of the service, although it's not specified what a significant number of users actually is. In reality, though, this doesn't actually exempt that many websites. So, this is essentially how the Act works. But why wasn't it implemented in 2023 when it first became law? Well, Section 82 of the Act makes clear that the UK's communications regulator, or Ofcom, was required to publish guidance for providers of internet services, basically the porn sites, explaining to them exactly how they should either...
One thing I want to add real quick is if I was watching a documentary a while ago, how... And that's... Everyone knows this in this chat, man. You can check it out yourself. We have to never forget, porn is nice and all. We all watch porn. I fucking get it. But the porn owners, man, what are they called? Mind? There's this massive company that is doing all the porn. MindGeek. They have rebranded now because they got in trouble some years ago with all this pedophilia shit. That internet porn is a very, very dark thing if you really think about it. There has been a company made by an Austrian guy and very rich people called MindGeek. and they're not the nicest people ever. A couple of years ago, they were massively accused, right, that they don't regulate their websites. If you remember, some years ago, a lot of videos got deleted on Pornhub and stuff because they were rapey, they were underage, probably, and most importantly, the most thing is just women that didn't give consent. Their stuff is just getting uploaded without them even knowing it, and they called out MindGeek. MindGeek then rebranded itself. They had to make a new company, which still has the same owners and stuff, and these guys are really not the nicest guys. There's a beautiful podcast with this woman, with Theo Vaughn. I was watching that. I would really, if you're interested in this online porn stuff, man, yeah, this is
so it's not just Pornhub,
interesting,
right?
man. I was watching that. She explained how online porn works and how it's really not a good thing, and it's like going deep, man, deep. They now rebranded into ILO. There you go.
MindGeek has a monopoly on the global big porn industry. So we call it big porn because there's big porn, just like there's big tobacco.
And it's all the same, man. Brazzers, X videos, all belongs to that one company, man. So when the porn industry online started, there was 125 secret investors that got actually leaked, and like JP Morgan and a university were in that.
So
they own
Clever though,
MindGeek.
good investment, man.
Yeah, so
Bernberg Mayer.
Yeah.
And let's look
That's the porn king of planet Earth, man. Do we need government-owned porn chat?
the company. This
Yeah.
is how
Maybe that could fix
not
it.
only are they making
Imagine you like jerking off, and in the middle of the porn there's a commercial where Friedrich Merz. Hello, please don't forget to vote in the next election, my friend. You can now jerk a bit more. Hey, what are you watching? I had her before you. You fucking loser. Vote for me. Thank you so much.
they deleted all of their unverified videos because they had no idea who was a child and like who was 16 and who was 18.
That's what I always mean. That's what I always talk about, that the entire internet, not just porn, is such a wild, wild west. It's still kind of young if you think about it. It's a wild, wild west.
Who was...
And there was a lot of bad shit
What was rough sex
uploaded,
and what
man.
was rape. They had 30 moderators moderating the millions of videos on Pornhub.
That's a job. Moderating porn videos, checking if they're okay with the guidelines or not. That's their job. That can't be good for your brain, man.
Now
8
compare
hours
that
a
with
day?
Facebook's. They're trying to guess
Literal
who's
professional
15 and who's
gooners?
18. Who's 16 and who's 19.
Jesus.
Fabian Tillman.
Weird porn people are always like Germans, man.
Fabian Tillman.
He's the one that put Pornhub on the
German.
map. You know, he...
They all have children, huh? This is like the fucking Ready or Not map, where the guy has a pedophile basement, but has a daughter upstairs, man. Ooh, in December 2012, Tillman was extradited from Belgium to Germany on suspicion of tax evasion. He did not contest this extradition, although he reportedly denied avoiding taxes. In 2015, Tillman was indicted by the Cologne, Germany federal prosecutor for tax evasions. The charges were dropped when he paid 5 million euros, but he still faces a sentence in another case. Always a bit of criminal energy there, huh?
The German entrepreneur who once built the biggest adult entertainment company in the world. So he is...
It's always the Fabians.
He's
They're
one of the
weird
guys
ones.
schlepping it.
Very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. What are you still doing here, mate? Jeez. Well, if you want to see more, click these videos. Have fun. Looking good, boy.